Counterintuitively, infinite creativity is about parameters, dude. Because the only problem you need to solve in order to unlock your full creative potential is analysis paralysis, right? How do we solve that problem? We solve it by imposing restrictions over the creative process, okay? Right? So let's do that, right? Let's impose a restriction. What might the restriction be? How about we write an entire song based on one singular rhythm? How about we do that? Okay, let's do it. All right, here we go. So what is going to be that rhythm? I already said it. It's the rhythm, okay? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how are you going to write another song with that rhythm? And that's exactly why I chose it, because I'm going to show you how this one single device that I just keep coming back to is 10,000 universes of information, right? And it's all about juggling. Juggling is the keys, right? So if your first parameter is one singular rhythm that you're going to commit to for an entire song, then you're going to have to do some juggling, right? And juggling is all about clearly defining the components. So the components of the rhythm here are 4 dotted quarter notes right here and 2 quarter notes. Those are components, right? So notice how each of these dotted quarter notes is just a 3, right? What do I mean by that? I mean, it's 3 eighth notes, right? So it's 1, 2, 3. 3 eighth notes times 4, and then you have 2 eighth notes times 2, right? So let's juggle. Let's juggle those components, right? So here's how you disguise the rhythm. Right away, you want to disguise the rhythm. You literally start it with a 2. Now nobody knows you're using the rhythm, right? It's that simple, right? So that's our first little juggle, is that we start off with a 2, and then we'll follow it by a 3, right? And then maybe we'll actually have the next 2 come right away, right here, right? We used up the 2 2s, right? So that leaves us with 2 3 2 3 3 3. Dude, that's the rhythm that we've got here. Now it's like perfect juggling. That's going to be 6 sounding, right? Let's go ahead and copy and paste that 1, 2, 3, 4 times for the full phrase. Symmetrical 4 4. Oh, surprise, another hiding parameter. Yeah, 4 4. Don't overthink it. Maybe someday I'll do odd stuff. If you want to hear some odd meters that will literally like mess up your life, go check out Gas Station. That's a whole thing. For the purposes of sharing my methods, 4 4 is great. Once you're hooked, we'll get into like the 5s and 7s as like the fundamental base parameter, but I like keeping 4 as a fundamental base parameter for teaching purposes. All right, so back to our new resequencing of the rhythm. 2 3 2 3 3 3, son. It's like, okay, how is that gonna turn into the sickest riff of all time? Well, really easily. Let's just listen to it and see if it tells us anything. Yep, tells me everything. It's like here, 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 like that kind of stuff, right? Create another parameter right here, right now. Minor pentatonic scale. Why choose that? It's the same logic of choosing the rhythm. It's like the most ubiquitous scale there are. Like 99.9% of rock riffs are definitely minor pentatonic. So it's like, okay, now I've limited my note choices. Excellent. Still, how do I choose the next note? Whatever I feel like, man. I feel like I'm going to the 4th, probably. I feel like it's going to be like a 1 4 1 3, like that. Like basic, dude. That's probably what it's literally going to honestly be, right? Okay, but I already want to do tricks, right? I just want to open your mind to the possibility. So here's a way to like go deeper on this, right? I'm still keeping the same components, right? I've got 2 3s left, right? 2 3 eighth note chunks left, right? So I can do anything with those. And what I want to do is I want to cut them in half. I want to cut each of them in half. So I can have a little 16th notes going on there. Look at this. That's what I'm talking about. By 16th notes, I mean, look at that. 3 16th notes. That's another 3, even deeper into the swamp right there with another 3, right? But it's 3 16th notes, not 3 8th notes, right? And then it's another one of those, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm replacing my final 2 3 eighth note chunks with 4 3 16th note chunks, right? For dot, 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 right? At that tempo, right? It's going to sound sick. You'll see. You'll understand everything. Okay, what notes are we going to use there? Probably just stick to good old basic minor pentatonic. You know what I like is that this is E flat, right? So I'm thinking about my guitars. That's kind of another parameter that I have is how do I play guitar? What are my guitars tuned to? Well, E flat is my second fret, classic second fret. You know second fret, right? Second fret, and that means that the open D flat string is the flat seventh of the key. So that's sick. That's like basic classic rock riffing 101. So look at this. I'm gonna get to go down here. I get to go down. That's sick. It's like, oh, surprise, I get to finally go down to the flat 7 when normally you're used to me going up to the flat 7, right? Get it? Still minor pentatonic. All these notes are still minor pentatonic. So it's like, let's just keep with that theme. Like that, right? A good old open string pivot, right? See that open string pivot situation, right? So let's listen to that. Let's see what happens here. It's done. It's over. That's it, right? So think of that as the call, right? The call to all understanding. That's the call to all understanding. That's what I mean by it's over. The song is done. That just told us everything we need to know for an entire song, at least 3-minute song here. So how might we build that response? Well, the rhythm's already there. Let's think about maybe just breaking out of minor pentatonic. Dun, 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 dun. Walk it up, right? Response. It's a response. What have I done? I've already gotten to the flat 6 here. Wow. Yep. Got there. And then literally keep it. Keep that lick. So this is like the lick right here, right? It's that, 4 dotted eighth note lick, right? Dotted eighth notes, not dotted quarter notes, right? So look at that, right? That's your call and response right there. That's a perfect micro call and response. Check this out. Obviously, right? Obviously, the next thing is that this whole first thing is got to be a dead obvious repeat. That's a classic principle of music, is that you notice that the first and the third time are often the same. It's the second and the fourth time where variations start to occur. And in this case, I can already see into the future that this second time is going to be different than this fourth time. This fourth time is going to be different somehow. And guess what? I'm going to go extra different on this one, is I'm going to change the freaking rhythm, dude. Literally, I kept the rhythm for 3 sequences of the riff, right? With same rhythm, different notes. Now, the final time, right? The fourth time, I can literally just change the rhythm. And what am I going to do? I'm just going to reorder components, start it with a 3. So it's like, it's tempting to literally just do the normal sequence of the rhythm, 3 dotted eighth notes times 4 plus 2 quarter notes, right? That's the normal one, but it's like, no, let's just do 1 layer deeper, 1 juggle slightly different here, like this, right? So we'll do 3 dotted eighth notes, and then we'll put the 2s together right here. Look at this. Put both 2s together, used up my 2s, and there we go. That's gonna be the last one, right? So 3 3s, 2 2s, and a 3, right? And then it's like, what are our notes? Well, I'm gonna use the old open string flat 7 starter, because I like that repeat thing. If you notice, if you've been watching my videos, I like when the note repeats, right? Because it's like, it's kind of sketchy, which is why no one does it, which is why I'm doing it. It's good, right? So I like that, repeating the note. So I'm just hearing going from the 2 straight into the 3rd off of the flat 7th, right? And it's this like, now is a chance to do some like rodeo trickery, right? Some open string stuff. So I always think about the guitar. The guitar is definitely informing a lot of my logic here, right? I'm thinking about like open string, pivot, pull off, stuff like this, right? It's not like dictating, like I'm not really overthinking it, but it's helping me. I know that's gonna sound sick. I know pulling off from the 5th fret, that's the sickest ever, right? And it's kind of like enclosing, it's finishing up, right? Finishing up this riff here. How do we want to go out? Knowing that the next thing that you're going to hear, like the top of the next riff, it's probably going to be in E flat. It's probably going to be the root of the key, right? We're not like jumping way outside the lines yet. So if we know that, we're kind of enclosing that E flat. So it's like, what's the enclosure in minor pentatonic? The enclosure would be flat 7 below and then flat 3 above. And that riff right there is probably going to be one of the best riffs I've probably literally ever written. So let's go ahead and hear that. Yup. Okay. One layer, one level left. Dude, we got to talk about the symmetrical melody opportunity on this one, because I just hear like a classic, beautiful sing-song melody over this, right? Simple thing. Do not overthink it. Notice how these symmetrical melodies are just like free energy, right? So it's like you should always take the time to compose your symmetrical melody, right? Even if you don't necessarily need it later. So I'm thinking it's on half notes, right? Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, it's on half notes, right? So I'm literally going to improvise this as fast as I possibly can. Minor pentatonic. Go. Right there. That's right. So what do you notice about that? That's a call, right? So that's going to set up the response here. So let's hear that call. Good, dude. Okay, dude, that is so sick, right? So then it's like the response is going to be like almost exactly the call, right? But something different. Yeah, like I might be like too predictable or something. Back to the dotteds. That's it, right? That is it, dude. That's instant, like, classic, like theme, Hall of Fame. Like, let's hear that, dude. Wow, dude. Well, you know the old trick, right? If you want to hear the song, you got to go to school, right? You only get to hear my full songs, the completed with my vocals, dude. I'm going to have 2 more riffs in this at least, and maybe I'll make another video on another riff once I write it. But here's the first riff. That's the seed of an all-time banger that you will hear in the school only. Link in the description. Go to school, dude. Go to school. This is what we do. We talk about this stuff. You belong there because you're still watching, and see you in class, son. I'll break you off another tiny little preview, though. But go to school for it, though, okay? See you in class. Link in the description.